Hello everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my budget for January 2023, so don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. Now, thinking of a new year and new kind of goals and aims and things, I always like to start off a new year with a no spend month in January. And in some ways I think I find it the easiest month to have a no spend month in, because the aftermath of Christmas in December and all of that expense makes me want to go back and kind of really kind of rein it in, I guess, over that. So that's the plan for January. I've also got a video coming up about my financial and personal goals for 2023, so don't forget to come back and watch that. But let's get started. The reason why this says month 2 is because I used the first month in this one in December, and as always, this is my own budget planner. This is in my Etsy shop, so if you want to have a look at that, then feel free. But this is month 2 because, like I said, I used the first one in December. But it seems weird because obviously January is month 1 of the year. Anyway, let's get started. So aims for the month. So like I said, so it's going to be a no spend month this month. No spend month. So the main aim for that is to basically not spend anything over kind of essentials, I suppose. I'll talk more about my budget in a minute, obviously, when I get to that page, but to be fair, outside of essentials, it's going to be not spending money on that anyway for the foreseeable future, so this might become the norm. In terms of saving and investing and emergency fund, I'm not actually going to put anything there, so although that might seem like not a very good plan, and I always would say try and put something in savings and emergency fund, and again I'll explain more during the video, I'm just not going to this month because I just have other stuff going on that my money is going to be going on. One-off expenses, so none as far as I can tell, other than, thing is I'm not allowed to talk about this, but my money is going to have to go on something else again for the next few months, and it's going to make things even more difficult, but I'm not really allowed to talk about it on here, and so I can't write that down there anyway. And then my no spend day aim is going to be 25, and the reason for that is, first of all, petrol doesn't count in my no spend days, purely because I need it to get to work and back, so it's a necessity and there's no point in going around that. That's how I work that. 25, if I'm going to have a no spend month, 25 should be doable. I have managed to do that before, and judging by what my bank account already looks like and my forecast for the next year, so I talked about in preparing for next year's finances in a video, and I'll leave a link below, but I do like a yearly forecast of income and then outgoings and whatever. I need to make the no spend month and the no spend days as a kind of, well, this as successful as possible, but this as many as possible, because there just isn't any room for error anymore. That being said, let's turn over and we'll look at the different categories. Now, if you've watched my cash envelope setup for 2023, and again I'll leave the link below in the description box if you want to watch that after this one, you'll know that actually I've changed my variable expense categories for the coming year, and that is just to make tracking easier rather than having everything like merged into the miscellaneous envelope. I've kind of separated it slightly so that I can kind of monitor, I guess, how much things are costing in more detail. I used to have lots more variable expense categories and they kind of really pared it down, but actually I'm hopefully gonna find that this is the best one to use. So food, so there's just one adult and 2 children in my house, and I'm hoping that I can get food expenses down, but at the moment I'm going to put that at £180 for the month for the 3 of us. Now, bearing in mind the difference in food prices, I don't know how doable that actually is, but I'm going to try. The other issue is that I'm already running down our store cupboard and freezer, so I've not really got anything to kind of go back on, but we'll see. Petrol is going to be £200, like I said. I need it to get to work and back, and it's just, you know, it's almost like a non-negotiable because I need it, and it's simple as that. Household, this is where this changes. So before it used to be just miscellaneous, but actually now I've separated into household and then the cats. Household is things like cleaning, toilet roll, kitchen roll, all that kind of stuff, and actually I'm going to put it at £20. As far as I can tell, I don't really need that much in terms of household things this month. Cats, so this is where this is separate. I kind of want to track how much the cats are costing me. Not that I'm going to do anything with them, or but it'd be interesting to know how much they cost me per month. I'm going to put their monthly budget at £30. I've tried to work it out because I've never really separated it out before from miscellaneous, and so I think £30 would be enough, but we'll see. I guess, so like their cat food and stuff has gone up in price as well, so I guess it just depends how that balances out. The children's budget is £70. January tends to be quite a quiet month, although one of them has already been invited to a birthday party. But it tends to be quite quiet in terms of weekends and what they want to do when they're not at school and stuff. But we'll see. £70, unless something, unless they suddenly need loads of clothes, but then that wouldn't come out of their budget. £70 should do. And then eating out is going to be £0. Now, if you've watched my setup for these, my setup is, or the aim is that if there's anything left in the envelopes every week, so I do this on a weekly basis, not these numbers, these are monthly. When I do my weekly envelopes, if there's anything left, I'm going to split it between the eating out envelope and then sinking funds if there's anything left, and let's be honest, there might not be. But that's the plan, so that's why that is £0, but in the end it might not be £0, if that makes any sense. And the total for those there is £500 now. I'll be totally honest, I could do with getting that £500 figure lower, but the only one I think I can really do that in is maybe the children, but the food. And then I try not use the car as much anyway. And to be fair, petrol has come down in price recently. So again, I monitor all of these, but I could do with getting that £500 figure lower. The next one to talk about, and actually I started filling this in and I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be filming this. So these are sinking funds, and if you are new here, I do my sinking funds envelope. And again, I'll leave a link below to my setup for next year, and I've got lots more sinking fund envelopes. I do my sinking funds envelopes from side hustle income, so I need to work hard on my side hustles in order to fill all of them now. But I did start because I was kind of planning this before I filmed it, and then was like, oh, I shouldn't be writing this in because I'm going to talk about it. But basically every single sinking fund here is going to be £20, and that is coming from side hustle income. So things like YouTube, if you watch my adverts, I get pennies for the adverts, but if you watch them, that really helps. Etsy, my blog stuff, anything that brings in side income will be going into my sinking funds. Notice that I've not got anything in the Disneyland one this for January. I need to focus on getting some of the, I guess, more needed ones kind of started and going, rather than focusing on the fun ones. But we'll see. I'm hopefully, so December, so these sinking funds here are going to be filled from December's side hustle income, and actually my Etsy and my YouTube are going, they always go better in December, to be fair. And also some lovely kind people have bought me some virtual coffees, and I'll leave a link below to that if you find this video useful. And so all of that combined will help me to fill these, so I'm really pleased about that. And also someone said that they didn't find this useful because I didn't do the income and the fixed expenses. I've looked at my budget for next month, for January, so for all of this, and I have less than £50 spare after all of this, and I don't know how realistic all of this is. So let me tell you, when I do my budget, because I work on the zero-based budget method, lots of this is down to kind of the pennies of that, and I am trying to be as transparent as possible without giving all of this away yet, because again, what's happening in my real life, so to speak, I need to be careful with how much I share of this until everything else is sorted out. So bills tracker, so I'll do that later. That's just direct debits, and I like to keep them on track, so I do the date of when they come out and stuff. I actually do have that on a spreadsheet as well, but I always have that there. Sinking funds, like I said, that comes from my December side hustle income this month, so I will fill that out once I've done them. I tend to do them kind of around the 5th of them next month, so the 5th of January or so, and again, as you know, if you're not new here, you'll know that I do that in a video. No spend day tracker, so that is going to be 25, and I like to colour those in. So yes will be one colour and no will be the other. 25, it seems like quite a lot, but that gives me 6 days in January to spend money, and remember petrol doesn't count because I need it for work. So we'll see. I just need to be more organised if that's possible. And then I can't fill in any of these because we've not got there yet, but every single day there is a chance to write down spends and then check in and kind of looking at how much you've got left. And then finally, I turn over. So, extra income. This doesn't include my self-employed stuff, which is Etsy, YouTube and blog. This is things like Facebook, eBay. I've got a massive pile in the spare room of things to list on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, oh, get them done in time for Christmas. Yeah, no, I haven't. And if you've watched my videos for a while, that's a common theme, I feel. We'll see. Savings aim, I don't know what to put here. My savings aims used to be so big as well, and now I just feel like I don't even want to put a number on the savings aim because I just don't know. It's and I find that really, really difficult to. I find the concept of the change. I am getting more used to it, don't get me wrong, and I am getting used to our new kind of normal and figuring stuff out, but it doesn't mean that it isn't hard in the meantime. And that's it, because that's the month 2 reflection page at the end. So that's my budget for January 2023. I can't believe we're in another year again already. When I started 2022, I was like, this year's going to be so much better than 2020 and 2021. And yeah, I think that 2022 has been, if possible, the worst year of my life. So 2023 is I've kind of hit rock bottom, so the only way is up, isn't it? So that is my budget for January. So have you done your budget? How is it looking? How are you feeling about a new year? Let me know down below. As always, this is in my Etsy store if you want to get one of these and join me on your budgeting journey. And as always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate every single view, every single comment, every single like and every single subscribe. It really does make a difference because all of those pennies add up eventually. So thank you so much for that. And I will see you again very soon.